The Sermon on the Mount, found in Matthew chapters 5 to 7, is one of Jesus' most well-known and profound teachings, delivered on a hillside overlooking the Sea of Galilee. This sermon is a rich compilation of moral and spiritual guidance, laying out the principles of God's kingdom. It covers topics like humility, mercy, forgiveness, and love, offering a transformative perspective on how to live a life aligned with God's will. The Sermon on the Mount begins with Jesus gathering his disciples and a large crowd on a mountain. This setting symbolizes a place of revelation, much like Moses receiving the law on Mount Sinai. Here, Jesus interprets the law, not to abolish it, but to fulfill it. His audience, composed largely of ordinary people, would have been astonished by the depth and radical nature of his teachings, which emphasized inward righteousness over outward legalism. Jesus speaks directly to the heart, urging his followers to look beyond religious traditions and embrace the values of God's kingdom. At the heart of the sermon are the Beatitudes, a series of blessings that offer a revolutionary view of who is truly blessed in God's kingdom. Jesus declares that the poor in spirit, the meek, those who mourn, and the peacemakers are blessed. In today's society, which often glorifies power, wealth, and success, these values may seem counterintuitive. Yet, Jesus is teaching that true happiness and divine favor come from humility, mercy, and righteousness. Each beatitude reflects a deeper truth about how we are called to live as citizens of the kingdom of God, even if it goes against the grain of modern culture. A key theme in the Sermon on the Mount is the importance of love and forgiveness. Jesus urges his followers to love their enemies and pray for those who persecute them. This radical command calls for a higher standard of living, one that is not rooted in retaliation, but in compassion. He also emphasizes the necessity of forgiveness, teaching that if we want to be forgiven by God, we must forgive others. These teachings go beyond legalistic obedience and challenge us to transform our hearts, adopting an attitude of grace and mercy in all relationships. The teachings of the Sermon on the Mount challenge many modern values, such as materialism, self-interest, and the pursuit of personal gain. Jesus encourages his followers to seek treasures in heaven rather than on earth, and to trust God for their daily needs, rather than being consumed by worry. These ideas can be difficult to apply in today's fast-paced, success-driven world, but they offer a profound reminder that true fulfillment comes from seeking God's kingdom above all else. Jesus' call to turn the other cheek and to go the extra mile presents a stark contrast to a world that often prioritizes personal rights over humility and peace. The Sermon on the Mount is more than just a collection of moral sayings. It is a call to radical discipleship and a transformed life. Jesus challenges us to live out these teachings in our everyday lives, not simply as religious duties, but as a reflection of God's love and mercy. By embracing humility, forgiveness, and a heart devoted to God, we align ourselves with the values of the kingdom of heaven. The lesson here is that true greatness is not found in power or prestige, but in a life that reflects God's character of love, mercy, and grace. In today's world, where division, resentment, and self-interest often dominate, the teachings of the Sermon on the Mount offer a transformative vision of what it means to live as followers of Christ. By practicing love, forgiveness, and humility, we can impact the world around us, showing others the true essence of God's kingdom.